Heyo, my name is Mini Shadow and welcome to Brighter Shores. I've been enjoying this game quite a lot and here's day 1 of my story so far. Let's quickly make our character, which happens to get reset to the default state anyway, and I don't notice until a bit later. With our character made, we can now start making our way through the tutorial. Oh, this gives me tutorial island vibes already. Let's look at the trunk. That's some nice copper. Picking up a couple spells along the way, interacting with some NPCs, and learning where to buy and store weapons and armor. After that, we're called to the main street to help deal with some aggressive goblins, save our merchant and his goods, and brew a potion to bring our captain back on their feet, which completes the tutorial. The first thing that I wanted to do after completing the tutorial was to simply understand my surroundings, to know what I'm working with. So, I set off into Hopeport to gain some knowledge. I found the training grounds, and where you trained the cooking profession. Oh, we're cooking in here! I stumbled upon the barber shop and cut my hair off in frustration over my appearance getting reset. Finished taking my anger out on some birds, found the guard cape master dude bro, and the container shop. Killed a few goblins before stumbling into the enchanting shop. This is a pleasant gold sink I'm sure I'll be dumping a lot of silver into. Moving on, I ran through some back alleys and made it to the port. This was a very heartwarming area and I can't wait to fish here in the future. I stumbled across another quest in the scrapyard, stepped on the beach for a second, then decided to head north instead. This was a grassy-filled area with lots of gathering nodes and enemies for combat training. And this thing. Heading back to the beach, we finish off with some pirates. Back at the main square, I didn't realize I had missed a pathway leading west. Heading that way, I found an obelisk and part of the scrapyard quest. After exploring my surroundings, I felt confident enough to start leveling some skills, so I went back to stepping on the beach for 7 fishing. Headed back into town for 6 foraging, and I was also able to hit 6 alchemy with the resources I had gathered. I ended up having way too much fun with cooking and didn't end up leaving until hitting level 16. This animation is great. What is this mashing potatoes? Just splat and splat. I love it. I started to notice that a lot of cooking recipes use the nearby fish, so I set out to gather some for future cooking gains, reaching 14 fishing. To prepare for my future combat encounters, I decided to gather the materials and create my own healing potions. This brought me to 14 foraging and 12 alchemy. After my skilling spree, I decided it was time to do some questing. This guard told me that they would give me a new sword if I tuned it at the obelisk, but when I arrived, I discovered that it was broken and missing a part. I was able to track down the missing part by following the river. Haha, we found it! I like that, but I still couldn't fix the obelisk. I was instructed to gain some knowledge before trying again. After obtaining said knowledge, I was given 4 more tablets. Taking these tablets to the obelisk, I was able to solve a little puzzle and summon Cryonite. With their helping hand, we were able to repair the obelisk, allowing me to attune my new weapon, thus completing the quest. Excited to test out my new weapon, I immediately swing-swonged it at the nearest enemy for a guard level, which allowed me to continue the main quest. I then did parts of Lost Shipment and Brannoff's Inheritance side quests, but I ran into skill requirements on both, being 25 fishing and 50 alchemist. After doing all of the questing I could do in the area, I was itching to get back to skilling. What I enjoyed the most was cooking, so to prepare for that, I got 19 fishing for some supplies. I then used those supplies to reach 20 cooking, using almost none of them and sticking to vegetable soup. The first ever update happened for the game, and as everybody was signing back in, logging back on, I decided to try and interact with the people in the kitchen, and this is kind of what happened. People are actually fun and playful, and yeah, it was quite entertaining. It was good to see. I went back to fishing to try and get the level 25 requirement for Lost Shipment, but I quickly grew discouraged after level 21. I learned that I could create experience potions through alchemy, so I gathered some materials and hit 16 foraging, and I was able to use those resources to hit 14 alchemy. Before finishing the day, I wanted to dip my toe into episode 2, so I set off to the main gate and headed on into Hope Forest. We unlock a new set of skills in this episode, including a new combat skill called Scout. Good thing, because our first task is to track down whatever made this mess. In the next area, I encountered some level 0 enemies, perfect for gaining a few early combat levels and gear. After gaining some levels and gear, I felt confident enough to proceed deeper into the forest. Following the quest, I encountered a dryad fighting a stag. After defeating the stag, I was told to find where the orange irises grow. This was fine by me, as I already wanted to explore, and now I have a reason. I found some big cuddly bears, a big old two-headed mama boss bear, and Timberwell Green to the south. This is where we can process our wood. I headed back into the forest and managed to find the glowing iris, so I summoned the dryad. She opened up a secret door, leading to some pools of magic that will allow me to use their respective powers. I chose the Hammer Mage as I wanted to use magic whenever that comes out. Continuing my exploring, I found the corrupted stone that I'm supposed to cleanse in this area. Stumbled upon the portal stone, the entrance to the mine of Mantuban? I don't know. A guard stuck in some titan spider webbing, got blasted by said titan spider, and some pesky brambles that need 8 woodcutting. I also found the obelisk of this area, which was surrounded by enemies closer to my level, which was nice. This finished off my exploration, and I returned back to episode 1 to finish off the rest of my night, creating some health potions for day 2. Well, that was day 1 of my Brighter Shores experience. If you'd like to hear about day 2, please let me know in the comments below or by liking the video and subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.